past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Young is out there with Terrence Ross. Then it's Bridges. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Kleba in at the 4 spot. And for the Pistons, Joel Embiid out there with Nance. Then there's Terry Rozier. Then there's Gordon. And it's Mikhailuk in at the small forward position.
Well, one area that has slowed the Pistons the last decade is their player development.
Yeah, you look at their roster, very few homegrown players. The Pistons haven't had a lot of hits with their first-round picks. To be a top team, you need to have a front office that can build from within.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Nice play there from Terrence Ross to create something on the trip and earn his way to the line.
The Hawks shooting their first free throws of the game.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
And both free throws good for Ross. Opening day, Steve, for some teams it's a fresh start, and for others it's the first step towards settling unfinished business, taking care of what they didn't do the previous season.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. I think those teams that came very close to maybe winning the championship or being there, those are the guys that are hungry. Those are the organization. They are chomping at the bit to start the season.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, earlier I spoke with Lloyd Pierce, and Joel Embiid was right at the top of their scouting report. Arguably the most dominant big man in the game today. Coach said it'll be a team effort to slow him down and to not get embarrassed. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Young's shot is off. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Rozier looking around. Gordon with no one around. Drills it from outside.
So many of Gordon's shots come from three-point range because he drains so many of them. When you've had his kind of success from beyond the arc, you're always going to have the green light.
The pass to Capella. Young outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
He does a good job of making quick reads and quick decisions off ball screens. Young always looking under control.
Now here's Embiid. Chalk up 2 there.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Here's Kleba. Young outside. Over Rozier. Again, the Hawks score.
Another area where Young excels, using the dribble to create space for his shot.
Gordon, the pass to Nance. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Embiid trying to break loose. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Don't need to be a hero.
Detroit shooting their first free throw of the game right now. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with Greg, I think, a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
Here's Gordon. Pass to Rozier. Gordon with it. 5 to shoot. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Capella. Hawks have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Ross against Rozier. Now here's Ross. Defense is right there. Tipped away. Capella kicks to Ross. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Pistons. Now here's Rozier. Here's Embiid. And here's Gordon. Back to Embiid. Over Ross. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
Passes it to Bridges. Pass to Capella. Young taking his time here. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off the loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
The Hawks trail by 3. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
You look at the Hawks franchise, moved to Atlanta in 1956. Since then, they've been unable to advance to the NBA Finals.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Brunson. To end the drought. It's hauled in by Brown. Here's Snell. The pass to Brown. Pass to Scott. 4 on the clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Drops in the tray. Rozier's got 8 points. Now with Atlanta, I think they wanted a fresh start a couple years ago, Steve, rather than be a middle-of-the-pack team.
Yeah, and a primary way to acquire stars is to reboot, dump salary, and nail your draft picks. Then, once you have the young nucleus in place, you add the veterans.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. After the miss from Trae Young. Here's Maker. And that one, good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
There's 1:47 left to play here in the first. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Detroit leading by 8. Rozier the pass to Maker. Pass to Brown. Dedmon with the block.
The 7'4" wingspan of Dedmon, hard to get your shot over that.
.125 left in the first. 3 on the clock. Here's Rozier. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. The Hawks trail by 8. Brunson scanning the floor. Can they get it? Can't hit that one. And the Pistons now going the other way. Brown, good. And it's a 10-point Piston lead.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Atlanta calls timeout. And with Thon Maker still a developing project, you forget, Smitty, how young he really is.
You're right, Kevin. Has a lot of time ahead of him. You can see the touch and the length he has. Hopefully, he can keep working and put it all together.
Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. The 4th spot held by Trae Young.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Brunson, no good. Detroit leading by 10. Pass to Snell. The kick out to Rozier. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have the jump ball. Atlanta with the ball. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Brunson the pass to Labissiere. There's the dish to Young. Over Brown, and it's Young. That time on the assist from Labissiere. And it's 6 points for Trae Young.
I mean, he's young, but the game just looks like it's slowed down for Trae. Knows exactly where to get his shots.
And so is Detroit, holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll get right back to the action when we return. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland. He said he never imagined he'd come this far.
Even as a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I always said it's even past my dreams. I mean, now I'm just living the moment, trying to work hard, as hard as I can, and just enjoy the present. Enjoy the present.
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. And so in the game for the Hawks, we've got Jalen Brunson. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Anderson. And there's Jackson, and it's Young in at the 2.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, when Trae Young was in college, he was known for his long-range shooting. But Young says, the people who know me best know that I'd rather get an assist than any other stat. I pride myself on making the right play. Knowing your teammates get joy and excitement from playing with you is all I care about. Kevin?
That's great to see. Thank you, D.A. Good defensive work there by Young. The Hawks trail by 10. Anderson finds Brunson. Back to Anderson. Young outside. Takes the 3. It's good from long range. Young's got 9.
The willingness of Young to work off the ball just gives the defense another thing to account for.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
In his rookie season, a rough start shooting the ball for Trae Young. He came on down the stretch in a big way.
Atlanta making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Maxi Kleber comes in for Kyle Anderson. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for Trae Young. Now the pass to Embiid. Shoots over Capella. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. And some new records for Trae Young, the first rookie in NBA history with over 45 points and 15 assists in a game.
Kevin, also the 4th rookie since the merger to post 3 consecutive 35 points games. The others, Bernard King, Michael Jordan, and Allen Iverson. That's the company you want to be in.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
Well, the brand new Little Caesars Arena here in Detroit. How you feeling it, Smitty?
GA, it's a great state-of-the-art facility. Glad the new location is in downtown Detroit. Hopefully, an iconic venue for an iconic team.
And so Jackson nails both of them. You know, Smitty, every team at some point faces some locker room turmoil. How tough is it to balance team chemistry?
You know, it's very tough. Sometimes you have those 1 or 2 player additions that it just changes the dynamic of your team. Sometimes you lose a leader. He might not be the best player. Then a lot of times guys are playing for contracts, and some guys get a little bit upset because they figure they're playing for their individual success versus team. But when you have that right chemistry, it is beautiful.
No good from Ross.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And it's Brown missing. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. 8-point game. Here's Ross. The turnaround jumper. Count it.
Terrence Ross with the nice bucket. His offense is coming around nicely.
Last outing for the Pistons, it was a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers. Pass to Nance. Down low. Embiid dishes to Nance. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Beautiful location on the pass as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Ross against Gordon. Passes it to Brunson. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul. Atlanta making a switch here. Bridges checks in. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Brown. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And plenty of Hawks fans were despondent when the team decided to rebuild, but that dejection has turned into excitement.
The team plays hard every night. They have an entertaining style, and they have a lot of young talent. It may not be long before they're a real threat in the East.
Free throw good from Brown.
The one thing you can say about the Hawks, they have drafted well over the past few seasons. Stole John Collins at pick 19, traded back for Trae Young, and the Herter selection. The rebuild may not be long in Atlanta.
And Brown drops them both. And Steve, the Hawks not only identify talent, they identify guys who will excel in their established system.
And that system is finding value with shooters. They also look for guys who bring the energy and also bring the effort. The size of the player isn't as important as the heart.
Bridges, and it's denied.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Here's Gordon. Detroit, no good that time either.
You're not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Ross kicks to Brunson. Goes up on the wing, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Detroit leading by 8. Brown the pass to Nance. He dishes it to Gordon. The Pistons working the ball around now. Here's Embiid. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with the broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
That free throw, no good.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
And the Hawks making a change here. Lavissiere's checked in. Good on the second free throw. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
And Nance slams it in.
I tell you what, Nance plays with a force every night. Explosive, tough, fearless.
Now here's Brunson. He's covered by Brown. Here's Labissiere. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Now how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Pass to Gordon. Clock at 6. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 5th rebound in this one. Brown against Bridges. A floater. We see a lot of big men creating offense, Smitty. Who's on your list for perhaps the best outlet passer in the game right now?
Let's start off. I would say Kevin Love is one of those guys who still is, I think, the best outlet passer as a big. Jokic, also Blake Griffin, some of those guys can really pass. DeMarcus Cousins, those are some of the bigs that have great outlet passes.
Shoot 2.
And that one falls for Bridges.
Yeah, and the confidence Bridges plays with, really admirable. This guy knows he has the talent to compete in the NBA.
Tony Snell's checked in for the Pistons. Terry Rozier comes in for Brown. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Young's checked in for Jalen Brunson. Both free throws good from Bridges.
Well, the Pistons, one of the more successful franchises in NBA history. 3 titles and many other trips to the NBA Finals. Only a handful of franchises can say that.
And it's Gordon missing.
Off the mark once again. Terrible quarter for him thus far.
Bridges kicks to Young. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
Unlike some great perimeter shooters, Trae Young is consistently probing for the best look.
And Smitty, you were talking about the Pistons, a history of success, of championships. But the last 10 years have been difficult.
Pistons have struggled the last decade. You're so right, Kevin. But this team has a track record of not staying down for long. Detroit doing what they can to return to championship contention. Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
Now Rozier. 8 points for him. And the jam by Larry Nance.
Sky high, one of his advantages as an undersized 4.
The pass to Labissiere. Dishes it to Ross. In the corner, it's Bridges. Capella, the pass to Young. Shoots the 3. The rebound by Nance.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And here's Young from the arc. And that one released in time, but no good. And that's it for the first half of action of what's been a very close game here. Pistons ahead. They're up by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Coach, it's early in the season, so what can you say about how things are going chemistry-wise so far?
I love our guys. We have a great group of young men that are competing hard, and it feels good because I know our guys are totally engaged and focused and giving us what they have.
Wayne, thanks a lot. Back to you.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Right out of the gates, it was Detroit setting the tone. They put together some nice offensive stretches and at one point led by as many as 10. They lost their lead only once in the first quarter and had no problems finishing ahead by a nice margin when the buzzer sounded. Going through the second quarter, they started to look a bit fatigued, but played well enough to enjoy a 5-point cushion here at the half. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, they've been rewarded for dumping the ball inside, keeping the defense honest. You have to mix it up. A little bit outside, a little bit inside. Now that separates teams.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Hawks?
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the boards. More possession means more scoring opportunities. Few rebounds either way could decide the outcome of the game. Ultimately, this game will come down to who wants it more.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last two quarters.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. We've got Larry Nance, Gordon out there with Terry Rozier. Then it's Joel Embiid, and it's Mikhailuk in at the small forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. The Pistons shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
And when you think about some of the most entertaining Hawks teams, my mind always goes to the human highlight film.
Reason why: he was a 9-time All-Star, NBA scoring champion, has some legendary matchups against players in the history of the game.
Steve, when it comes to creating contact, which offensive moves can create the impression of a foul where the defensive player can do nothing about it?
I think ripping through the defender's arms is really tough for the defensive guy right now, Kevin. That's a hard move to defend if you're the defender.
Smitty, I think guys actually practice this, don't they? Ways they can kind of lure a defensive player in like that.
They do. They're strong enough now, and also they are, like you said, practicing that type of move.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Now, when he came into the league, Eric Gordon was tagged as a shooter. Now he's been shooting more than ever.
And Gordon the last few seasons has been shooting, how about this, over 8 threes a game. His success rate with them has gone up and down over the years, but one thing is for sure, he always has the green light.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Clint Capella. Gordon hits both of them. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Young against Rozier. Tries from the block, and scoring with the play inside is Young. Young's got 4 this quarter.
I mean, a premier shot maker. Young plays with a calm and a confidence that belies his age.
Fades away, and that one drops. 7 points for Joel Embiid.
And likes the view from there. He's a strong mid-range shooter.
And with that height, he can get a clean look on any shot at any time.
Up top, Ross, defended by Gordon. Just 5 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. No good from Ross.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Rozier the pass to Embiid. Back to Rozier. Pass to Embiid. And they double up Embiid. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid.
Yeah, just not on the same page. Unfortunate, wasted possession.
A different look here for Detroit. Akers checked in for Joel Embiid, and it's Scott in for Nance. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Anderson's checked in. Young against Rozier. Shoots from 14. Here's Dedmon. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
A terrific athlete. Dedmon went undrafted a few years back, but now he's starting to grasp the mental side of the game. Amazing story for Dwayne Dedmon. Didn't play organized basketball until he was 18, undrafted out of USC, but his talent has won out.
And the first one drops. And he may have picked up the game late, but Dedmon is making up for lost time.
What I like, he's improved his hands and decision making. Even added a three-point shot the last couple of years. You can tell he's putting the work in.
Detroit making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Justin Jackson, he's checked in for Atlanta. Jalen Brunson comes in for Terrence Ross.
When your bigs can make free throws, it's a huge advantage. Love his approach to getting to the line.
Off target from three-point range.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Brunson. He's covered by Brown. Brunson the pass to Dedmon. Not going to go that time. Pistons leading by 5. Rozier kicks to Brown. Outside, Scott passes it to Rozier. Out to the wing. Launches it. Bangs home the trifecta. Rozier's got 11 points.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Brunson, and Makers sends it back.
Watching him protect the rim, you never guess Makers averaging less than 1 block a game for his career.
It's Brown on the wing. Dedmon defending. Here's Scott, and it's in there. And now it's a 10-point Detroit lead. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And Makers sends it back. And they get it back. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Mykhailiuk passes to Brown. Here's Scott. Another 3 for Detroit.
And ever since halftime, they played precision basketball offensively.
You know, the coach has had something to say about that. No question, they've settled in and executed brilliantly.
Here's Brunson, and denied. He sends it right off the glass.
The struggle is real. He's been way off with his shot all evening long.
Here's Brown, and he banks in the layup. 6 points for him.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
This is year 2 for Lloyd Pierce as an NBA head coach. Still in his early 40s, the Hawks, the perfect opportunity for him to grow and develop alongside his players.
Detroit making a switch here. Snell's checked in, and a switch here also for Atlanta. Labissiere's checked in. Feeds it to Young. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Young's got 17. And Coach Pierce works as an assistant general manager in the offseason. Steve, able to learn that side of things and have a voice in acquisition.
That's very important. They are building something special in Atlanta. He's going to play a big role in that as well.
Yep, it counts. And it's 6 points for Thon Maker.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Young. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
With that tight handle, Trae Young can get anywhere on the court he wants to go.
Rozier the pass to Brown. Now here's Scott. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Rozier with the ball. Now guarded by Labissiere. And the dunk by Maker.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point, it really doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end.
Outside Jackson for the three. It's hauled in by Brown. Brown's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Maker passes to Rozier. Maker with the ball. Jackson on him. Maker misses.
I'm not sure what happened on that play. May have relaxed a little bit once he got to the rim. And this team's struggles are not his fault. He's putting in work at the offensive end.
Snell, the pass to Rozier. 51 seconds left in the third. 6 to shoot. Atlanta with the rebound.
It's amazing. All night he's been out of sync on the offensive end, yet they continue to lead.
Here's Brunson. Detroit with the rebound. Maker's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And the dunk by Brown.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Knocks it loose. And so it's Detroit with the ball. Rozier with the ball. From deep. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Detroit. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Whatever the offense requires, that has to be your mindset. Always thinking team first.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The Hawks trail by 15 on the court for Atlanta. They've got Clint Capella. Young is out there with Terrence Ross. Then it's Bridges. And it's Kleba in at the power forward. For three, Bridges sinks the triple.
Great vision there from Ross to find the open man.
Here's Brown. Outside Gordon. Lets it go from 14. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Oh, great move there. That spin just dusted the defense.
Kleba kicks to Ross. Elbow shot is on the way. Rebound, Detroit. Embiid's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Nance. Now the dish to Gordon. There's the pass to Scott. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Nance. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Bridges, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Embiid.
And the energy and athleticism of Bridges is off the charts. He is a tough cover for the defense.
And he makes the first. And the Pistons making a change here. Mikhailuk is checked in. All free throws good from Bridges.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Detroit leading by 12. Brown the pass to Embiid. Nance trying to break loose. That one is good from Joel Embiid.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
Ross dishes to Capella. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. No good from Ross.
You know, we talk a lot about scoring efficiency. He's displaying the exact opposite.
Right side, Gordon. From the stripe, and the jumper falls for him. Gordon's got 4 this quarter.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
If that were his goal.
Brown the pass to Mikhailuk. To the middle. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Capella. Ross against Gordon. Capella kicks to Bridges. Now, here is Young. He's guarded closely. Up top, Capella. Pass to Bridges. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. Shot's good from Young.
That's his second three-pointer of the night. 1 in each half. Trying to keep the defense honest.
Passes to Embiid. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, easy call.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Atlanta. Well, we see these sponsorship patches on these uniforms now, Steve. This is the 3rd and final year of the test run. I think it's here to stay. What do you think?
I do too. I think the numbers have also coincided that it's here to stay. I think also the revenue. I think people love it, and I think the sponsorship helps.
And he knocks down the first one.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And Embiid drops them both. The Hawks trail by 13. Pass to Dedmon. He kicks to Ross. Fires the 3. And that one is off. And Detroit the other way now. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. And so Young will bring it up for the Hawks. Bridges. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Detroit.
Just good at drawing fouls. Bridges plays well in traffic and through the contact.
that one falls for Bridges. Rozier, he's checked in for Brown. Labissiere is checked in for Atlanta. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Pistons leading by 11. Now, here's Rozier. Kicks it to Gordon. Nance outside. Shot clock at 6. And there's the pass to Rozier. Drills the three-pointer. And the Pistons lead by 14.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
Pass to Kleba. Ball's knocked loose. He dishes it to Ross. Rebound by Joel Embiid. Embiid's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Yeah, it's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
The Hawks trail by 16. Young dishes to Ross. Looking to get it going. And the jam by Ross.
He has size, but the first step of Terrence Ross is what makes him so good on the drive.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Von Maker.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
He doesn't always get the minutes he's gotten tonight, but there's no way they were going to sit him down once he got going. And the crowd has been loving it. A memorable night for him coming off the bench. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. He said, this is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play. In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
Atlanta calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question, toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
Here is Ross. Pass to Bridges. And Bridges jams it in.
Oh, just an impressive dunker of the basketball. I love how Bridges just takes the initiative and gets funky with his throwdown.
Now here's Embiid, defended by Labissiere. Embiid, no good.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
Yep, it goes, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Young.
The charisma, the superhuman workload. Trae Young is built for stardom.
To the paint. Rebounded by the Hawks. 1:31 left in the game. To the inside. Kleba with the bucket. Kleba's got 4 points this quarter.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Rozier the pass to Gordon. Here's McKinley. 5 on the clock. Pass to Rozier. Beyond the arc. They get it back. Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Pistons.
And they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Thon Maker.
Boy, such a big factor in the game tonight. His intensity on the boards. Even when guys put a body on him, he somehow still beats them to the ball.
This year, kicks to Carter. That one's rebounded by Embiid.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.